My sixth tutorial in creating this Apple Store landing page. In this one, we're going to create the footer. Alright, so I've counted, we have 5 columns with links inside of it. So we're going to, as always, be doing this as simple as possible. We've already covered all of the top bit in the past tutorials, and now we're going to move on. So I've already gone and started to do the footer area, added the UL with a class of call 5, which means that we're going to have 5 columns in here. I've already gone and set up one of the columns to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. So all we're going to do now is going to add 4 more so to complete it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Then each one has a H3 a link tag. So obviously we're going to copy and paste these link tags from there, go on from there. But you could do that on your own time. I'm going to just fast forward right through that because that one you don't even have to do it if you don't want to. So now we're going to go ahead and style the footer to try to look as close as possible once again. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and add the column. So we're just going to simply copy and paste this and change this to 5. And when you divide 100 by 5, we get 20. So we just need to change that to 20. Each of the columns will have a width of 20 and it will float left. Let's refresh this to see what we got, and you could see we already keep cooking with gas. Another thing I've noticed is that we need to also give it a width, which means we need to use our screen class again to make everything fall in line with the Apple logo here. So you could see everything is now in line with the top where we used screen before. Great. Hopefully it's not too tricky, guys. Now we're going to move on to styling the footer. We need to first give it a background of F2, and we need to give it some form of padding. That looks like it's about 45 or 50 maybe, so we'll just give it a go. Okay, and now we need to target the H3 tags that we have. Font. So first of all, I'm just going to give it the styles that I think that they have. The font size might be about 18 pixels. Font weight. So I think that's what helps me get better at this. I try my best to guess it first and then go deeper and take a look, but you guys could do the same. If you want to copy the exact same thing, you know how to just go inside the style and look at the style and see how, and then I think that will also help you in your future projects as to the best ways to probably go about. Well, there's not really a best way. It's really for the where are you going to put that element. It's up to you. So let's look at what we got so far. The H3, and we need to change the color. I think the color might be that dark gray again, and once we add it, I'm going to style the A tags, the A dot footer link. I think that might be 14 because the font weight is a bit okay, and that might be 12, the font weight of maybe 200 or 100. Okay, so let's see how we did. Give it a nice refresh. Not too bad. I like it, but is it the same? No, I think this is black or thicker. So let's just give it 500 to see. That's a bit thick. I think it's a bit smaller, maybe like 12 pixels. I'm sorry to be so nitpicky about it in the video, because you could go ahead and try it yourself, try to get it as close as possible. So I'm gonna make this 11. I'm gonna leave it at that for now. What we need to do next, guys, is, oops, refresh the wrong one. What we need to do next is put that clear over again. As you can see that it's all gone crazy, the footers, because we have floated elements in there. So in the footer, we're going to put a class of clear here. As you could see, the background image has gone up. So now it's all fixed. All right. So after the footer, as we could see, there are more ways to shop, and there's a sort of a base, like a there's sort of like a base place where they have sort of extra links and stuff. So let's add that in before we go ahead and fill up our footer menu with all these. Let's just add these elements in, because really you could do this on your own, but I'll just fast forward right through it. So after here we have we'll give it a div, and in here we'll put a p tag in there, and we will say more ways to shop. Visit an Apple store, and the Apple store has a link associated with it, so let's go ahead and put that in. Call, so you're going to put in their phone number or find a seller. A reseller, and find the reseller is a link as well. So let's copy that in there, paste that here, and let's close it off. Okay, and right away we're going to put our base. We should really name this one, but we're going to give this one a ID of base, and we have copyright. We're going to delete all of this. We have copyright, and I'm writing this so I could show you how to probably get this C symbol. You could just copy it from the app, but if you need to know the code, it's and the ampersand sign copy with a semicolon on, and then it will create that. It will, the HTML will render that ASCII code, I believe. 2016 Apple Inc. All rights reserved. So all websites you do, I recommend putting that. It's like saying this is yours, don't copy it, basically. And in there has a couple of links, so we're gonna just put link tags here. We're gonna put link tags, and it's separated by pipes. So privacy policy, terms of use, etc., etc. So privacy, and then separated by pipes like this. Is the backslash, hold shift and press your backslash button. That should so we're just gonna copy this like this and just paste it and paste it. I think it's 3. It doesn't matter. You guys are probably professionals now, so you'll be able to put exactly what's there. And to put the United States one, what we're gonna do is put in a link tag here. we're going to give it a class of country. Okay. It doesn't need anything else. We will just be styling it in there. So to style it better, we're just going to give it a class of like copy, because we're going to make these two float. We're going to make this one float to the right and this one float to the left, and we need to change the colors of the links. The links in here are blue, and the links in here, you could see it's a dark gray. So we need to definitely style those. So let's just give it a quick refresh. Let's see all the work we've done. All right, brilliant, 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 brilliant. All right, so guys, I'm going to show you how to style those elements in here, and also, and then I'm just going to fast forward until I put all the links in there to try to make it as close as possible. Um, Obviously, it's not going to be fast forwarded too quick. Hopefully, you could still pause in and check out what I'm doing, but it's really just copying all the text that's in there and all the column labels, trying to put it exactly the same. That's simple stuff, and I don't even think you need to waste your time doing it. But if you just want to create the exact same thing, but really you should just use this as a learning experience. But no point just copying only. You don't have to. So let's go ahead and style this off. So we're gonna give this one a class of screen as well. Screen. We want it to be center, and we're going to use the ID of base, but we also want to give it a class of screen. And because these two are going to be floating, we're going to clear it already, because we already know what's going to happen. And we're just going to give this one a class. It's just so that we could target it more. We're just going to call it more waves. More waves. Okay, so let's go ahead and style all of that. We want the font size in there to be 12 pixels with a color of that dark gray, and we want all the link. Remember guys, the link color won't change if you don't target the anchor tag directly. I don't know the color of that link, but for now I'm just going to put 09F. And now we're going to target the base. The base has a border top, a solid one, and let's just try that 3 again, and it's just 1 pixel. Okay, and it has a line height of, let's say, about 50 pixels, and we're also going to give this one a line height of about, maybe, let's say, 30 pixels. We need to say the font size and color, we need to say the font size and color to be about the same, and the base A, all the links in the base A, remember, are sort of has a darker color than that, so we're going to give it 111 or just black. We might need to change it to make it look exact, but let's see what we've got so far. Alright, brilliant. Alright, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so I think, in fact, just to make it a bit simpler and quicker, I'm going to take a look at the font colors that's being used. 666. And that 9 color is, inspect, E333. Okay, so let's take a refresh and see. Let's just give all of them a font weight. I don't think they have a font weight of 100. That's too thin. So let's just change them all to 200. Refresh that. Okay, so we could take that out from there because we could apply it all in here and just call this 20. Let's say 20 for here as well. So in here we need to also reset the paragraph tags because they come with a default margin. So we're going to say margin 0, and we're going to also reset the h3. All right. Okay, so let's go back in and give this a nice line height of 40 pixels on this one, a nice line height of about 30 pixels. Okay, give them a good weight. Right, and let's just target the columns in order to give it some padding. So the col 5 that we have in the footer, we want to give it some padding at the bottom. Okay, so let's just say padding bottom, let's say 20 pixels. Okay, let's just refresh that. It pushes that right down. Okay, so let's just let me show you how to add this one in real quick, these two. So in the third and fourth one we have extra ones, yeah. So we go 1, 2, 3. The third one, so copy here, paste it underneath here, and paste it underneath here. Okay, we're going to give it a margin pixels. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, brilliant. Okay, there's a bit too much space because we're adding padding here, so let's just take down the padding to about 15. It's a bit high. Yeah, it's a bit too high still. Let's take it down to 5. Okay, it's a bit better. We could always nitpick later on, guys. So it's time to add on all of this. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna keep this here, keep this here. Alright guys, I've completed all of the links in the footer area, and as you could see, I've already set them up nicely. So I'm just going to run through some of the extra code I've added that you probably might have not seen in the last clip there. So let's take a look at the style.css. Okay, alright, so you could see for the country, I've added in a background image, made it display block, floated to the right, and we made the text align alright, width 400 pixels, yada yada yada. So you could just copy this code on. Then again, it's stuff that you've already done, so it should not be that difficult. And you could see some of the styles. If your style sheet does not look the same, simply just pause the video and just take a look. What I've also done was added display block to the footer link, because when you're done, you might find that it's all being wrapped across as like a paragraph. So all you need to do to fix that is display block, and I've added a little bit of letter spacing just to try to make it look a bit like the same, right? And I think that's too dark. I might put it to 666. Okay, brilliant. All right, great. So that would be the end of it, guys, for phase one. Next phase, we're going to be looking into adding some of the hover effects and maybe look into some of the JavaScript in the header, and then possibly the slider. Hopefully we could create that. I've never tried it, so we're going to learn that together and work on some extra bits just to give it that little extra touch that Apple has. And hope you've enjoyed phase one, and I hope you join me in phase two, where we add some dynamic behavior to the overall site to give you a better user experience. Nowadays, everyone has top-end mobiles, and everything seems to be going forward for the better now that there's less people using IE8 and more people using mobile, which accepts JavaScript and CSS3 way better. So now, as for designers and web developers, it's getting a bit easier now, so that it's easier to just use this, knowing that a lot of your fan base or the users might be able to get the same user experience all across, regardless of if you're using IE Edge, Mozilla Firefox, or Chrome or Safari. They're able to see and enjoy the site all exactly the same without having to worry too much about it not working there. That back in the day, that used to be a major problem. It's still, some things are still a problem today, but hopefully maybe in a couple of years we won't have any of all those problems. There you go. So hopefully you've enjoyed this last one. If you like the video, please be sure to give it a like. It really helps out the channel. And be sure to subscribe, share it, and drop me your feedback and let me know what you would like me to go on to do next. Thanks.